What is the difference between telemeter and tachymeter on a watch? Have you ever looked at a watch and wondered what all those scales mean? Today, we are going to break down the differences between the telemeter and tachymeter functions found on chronograph watches. These two scales might look similar, but they serve very different purposes. First, let's talk about the telemeter. The telemeter measures the distance between you and an event that you can both see and hear. For example, if you see lightning, you can start the chronograph. When you hear the thunder, you stop it. The telemeter scale will then show you how far away the lightning strike was, usually in kilometers. This scale is based on the speed of sound, which is about 343 meters per second. Now let's shift gears and discuss the tachymeter. The tachymeter measures speed over a fixed distance. It converts the time taken to travel a known distance into speed, typically in kilometers per hour or miles per hour. For instance, if you start the chronograph at the beginning of a 1-kilometer stretch and stop it at the end, the tachymeter scale will show your average speed for that distance. The way these two scales work is quite different. The telemeter is calibrated to the speed of sound. When you see an event, you start the chronograph, and when you hear the sound, you stop it. The telemeter scale then indicates the distance based on the time elapsed. On the other hand, the tachymeter scale is usually found on the bezel or the outer edge of the watch dial. It is marked to allow 4 quick calculations of speed. If you measure the time it takes to cover a known distance, the tachymeter scale provides the average speed directly. In terms of practical applications, the telemeter has historical roots in military contexts. It was used to measure the distance of artillery fire or other battlefield events. Nowadays, it can also be used for natural phenomena like storms or fireworks. The tachymeter is more commonly seen in motorsports and aviation. It is a popular feature on racing chronographs like the Omega Speedmaster or the Rolex Daytona. Visually, watches with telemeter scales often have the scale printed on the dial or chapter ring, typically in kilometers. Tachymeter scales are generally located on the bezel or the edge of the dial, marked with numbers that correspond to speed units. So, to sum it up, the telemeter measures distance based on the time difference between seeing and hearing an event, while the tachymeter measures speed based on the time taken to cover a known distance. Both functions add practical utility and a sporty character to chronograph watches, making them not just stylish but also functional.